Hello, everybody. Here's Julia Lopez again, your leading communication and public speaking expert for women who want to speak up, stand out, and shine. And today is another chapter of our Speak Up and Lead Talks, the place to be for sexy and savvy conversations. And I have, as always, special guests with me. And today I have this lady who I met recently, but she is one to pay attention to. She is Angelyne Larcher. She is from Kenia. She has been living in Switzerland for 10 years. And in only 10 years, she is already building her own empire. She is the founder of the Swiss Entrepreneurs magazine. And recently, she just launched an amazing platform to support people like us here, the entrepreneurs, which is the Swiss Entrepreneurs Expo, which I had the pleasure to be invited to speak on her stage. No more for me right now. Let's talk with Angelyne. Angelyne, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much, Julia, for the invitation. Thank you.
That's my pleasure. So I shared already a little bit about your story, where you come from, that you're in Switzerland. Can you share with our audience a little bit of your trajectory, your journey coming from Kenya to Switzerland, and in 10 years having already the Swiss Entrepreneurs magazine, which is an online format and also in printed version, and now creating this amazing platform to support entrepreneurs. Share to us what happened and how did you get there?
I came from Kenya in 2007. I met my husband in Kenya. I migrated into Switzerland. And as usual, I had to start everything from the beginning, from zero, like learning the language, finding a job and everything. But I was a mother at the same time. I had my daughter. My daughter was 10 years. So it was a big challenge for me to go to work, to find a stable job and go to work, but still take care of my daughter. So I switched between jobs, trying to balance motherhood and also going to work. And it was very difficult. So my husband made a decision and said, you have to stay home and take care of your daughter. But staying at home was very difficult also because I wanted to earn money. Ever since I have been in Kenya, I was a single mother. I brought up my child through entrepreneurship. And I used to do just simple businesses to be able to take care of my daughter. And when I came here, I just said to myself, okay, I'm here now. I'm going to use any possibility to also earn money. I started a small cleaning company. It's called Madame Larcher. And I used to clean. I used to put my small brochure in Cope, near where I live. And I put my brochure there, and people could call me if they need somebody to clean. And I had to teach myself how to drive a car so that I could carry my cleaning equipment in my little car. So I taught myself how to drive, and I used to put my cleaning stuff in my car. That is how my entrepreneurial journey began. I started by cleaning, which I still do. And after being able to win a few clients, I was able to also organize myself better. My daughter had time to go to the kindergarten, and I also had time to, in between, also find a job. So I was a very busy mother. I was an entrepreneur. I had my part-time job, and I was still a mother. But I have been an entrepreneur, a passionate entrepreneur, since I grew up, since I was in Africa. So that's how I became an entrepreneur. And after a while, I went to school in Switzerland because I admired to be able to have choices in the professional world. And every time I went, I applied something, I was told you were not qualified to have this job because your qualifications are not this and that. So I took time. I went to school. I learned the profession that I really liked, and that was the sales. And after in between, also, I was still working as a sales lady, but I'm still an entrepreneur. There is something that I really want to do, and it's in me. I was watching some advertisement once, and I thought there isn't something very classy for women, like a bedroom boutique that is very, very classy, you know? Something that you don't have to go there and buy things that are not really nice, but little nice things, candles, lingerie, training wear, something nice just for the bedroom. So I came up with the idea. I launched my first online shop called Bedroom Sugar. Got it?
Ah, this is new. I can see, like, I didn't know anything about all of this. So I'm surprised here. Like, chapeau. I'm just listening, and I can see that you really, really have a passion and is on you to be an entrepreneur. So share more. I'm delighted to hear.
So I launched Bedroom Sugar. It's a bedroom boutique. And I wanted women to be able to buy stuff like lingerie. You know, during Valentine, you can buy something sweet and nice for your loved person, and something elegant, but still has a bit of naughtiness, but not bad, just elegant. So I launched Bedroom Sugar, and I had a model who did a shoot. In the shoot, the model was wearing the lingerie. Now, this is where I had a challenge because I couldn't advertise my business on Facebook. Facebook does not allow our pictures of models with bikinis. So I couldn't advertise Bedroom Sugar at all. Yes. Whenever I tried to create a page and advertise it, they took it down. So I started to look for ways of advertising my business. I'm already I have a small cleaning company, and I have Bedroom Sugar. I need to put my business out there. I need people to see my business. How do I do that? And in between, I started to look for newspapers for them to advertise my two businesses. It was so expensive. I only did it once, Julia, and never again. So I thought, there are people like me who have this challenge. They have their businesses, but they cannot get their businesses to be seen. The visibility of your business is a challenge. So I started a blog called Zurich Trending News. In Zurich Trending News, I was mixing up how advertising things for entrepreneurs and some lifestyle. I'm full of life. And I started the Zurich Trending News. Right now, if you Google both, you will find my name in both, Bedroom Sugar, Zurich Trending News. And so I started to approach entrepreneurs. Hey, I have a blog. I write about entrepreneurs, and I opened it on Facebook, and I opened it on Instagram. And most people were so excited. And I said, I'm going to say this is Swiss Entrepreneurs Magazine. So Swiss Entrepreneurs Magazine was inside Zurich Trending News. But then there are some entrepreneurs who saw that as a challenge, because I have Entrepreneurs Magazine inside Zurich Trending News. Inside Zurich Trending News, we have music, we have events, we have all those things. And one day, I will never forget, one of the top 100 startups from Basel told me, Angelyne, what you're doing is incredible. But I think I cannot mix my story with the crowd that is inside Zurich Trending News. How about you making them separate? Then I'll give you my story. That
Excellent advice.
That is how I had to divide the two. I had to step away from Zurich Trending News and put the magazine aside.
When was that?
I started Zurich Trending News like 1.5 years ago. 2017, early 2016. 2016, I started Zurich Trending News, and it ran for 1 year. Zurich Trending News ran for 1 year, and after up to 2016 October. Then I got the advice from this guy. He told me, if you ever separate those two, I'm going to give you a story, because he's a doctor who prepares very sensitive kind of medical for serious medical situations. And he told me, what you're doing is incredible, but for what I stand for, mixing it with music and fashion and lifestyle would not really suit the platform. So if you divide them, come back to me. And I sat down and I thought about it. And after a while, I decided to divide. It broke my heart. And I decided to separate the trending news from the magazine. So that's how the magazine came by. The magazine came because I founded Bedroom Sugar. I couldn't get publicity for Bedroom Sugar in my cleaning company. And that's how I started a blog called Zurich Trending News, where I could write about entrepreneurs, give them a platform to give them publicity. Me as well, as a victim of that, not able to get publicity or not able to pay for it. So that's how the magazine began. And in January 2017, I founded again Swiss Entrepreneurs Magazine.
I'm very surprised and happily surprised with what you said, because you exemplify what I have written in my webpage, something that I wrote years ago, which says, I am a creator, and if I don't find a door, I build one. And your stories exemplify that. You faced challenges, obstacles, and instead of being demotivated, discouraged, you found a way of solving the problem in a way that also you can benefit from that. So this is really the true entrepreneur spirit. And I'm very happy to hear that. And I'm very surprised also to see that all of this, that your magazine, I know the expo is very new. The first event happened last November, early November, right? That is what we need to hear, because we were talking before we got online about the importance of having this entrepreneurial spirit, that sometimes people in difficulties, because they don't find a job, they don't find what they want to do, they say, oh, I'm going to be entrepreneur. Although I do believe that everybody has the possibility, the potential to become a successful entrepreneur, we know as being entrepreneurs that it takes some kind of hard skin to build. We have to build some kind of hard skin to really become an entrepreneur, because we have to face many challenges. And one of the challenges is that in the beginning, money is a big challenge. We are alone. We have to do everything. We have to learn how to do many of the things, and we have to move ourselves forward, motivate ourselves. And that's not so easy. And this is why it's so important to have people like you that are creating these platforms, the magazine, the expo, that can help create this visibility, but also, and beyond that, to create a community that at the end of the day support each other. Because at the moment you share your story, being in printed form, being live, you are supporting others, because they might, from your experience, learn and also find solutions for challenges that they might be facing. So saying that, I would like to ask you, what in your story, in your personal experience, you consider that something very special that entrepreneurs need to be aware of when they want to become an entrepreneur?
Being an entrepreneur is not easy, as it might seem. Some people might think it's very sassy to call yourself a boss, but it's not as easy as it sounds. It's really, really tough. And although it can be easy for others, I have had my experiences as well. There are people who are lucky. They become entrepreneurs. They meet people who can assist them directly. They have help. Like if somebody is an entrepreneur now and becomes an entrepreneur now, and they ask me, Angelyne, how would I make my brand known? I would say, I know Tulia. She can help you. She can show you how to make your brand be seen. She has not gone through any sweat. She has already found somebody to show her the way. And sometimes you have no one. You don't even know which door to knock. But you just want to be, you're just there, and you will do these things on your own. You will use Google, you will use everything to find information. And that was how I did my part. I had no one. I did not know who to ask. My only friend was Google. I Google, I ask, I Google, I call. So being an entrepreneur is not so easy as it might seem, and it needs dedication. You have to be very dedicated. I mean, you will face challenges, and challenges should not bring you down. Challenges should just make you more motivated. And out of it, each challenge, you learn something. I have learned a lot. And I think being an entrepreneur, you have to have it in your blood. I mean, you have to.
I believe there is something there. There is this need of creating. I believe entrepreneurs want to create something. We are creators. This is why I have this saying that I'm a creator. If I don't find a door, I build one. But you said one thing that I found interesting, that I don't believe there's luck. There's a saying, I don't know who said that, is like that luck always found me working. I think it was Picasso that said that. I'm very lucky. Yes, luck always found me working.
Lucky like found you working. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's the luck. When you keep working, you keep doing it. And you said another thing that I find interesting and important, that I've learned myself, which is don't be on your own trying to figure out everything. I believe every entrepreneur at the very beginning, we do that. We have an idea and we start searching, which is normal, it's part of the process. But there's a point where we have to say, okay, who is doing something similar to what I want to do, or who has already done, is already a successful entrepreneur, professional in the field that I want to develop, and try to reach out that particular person, or people who are aligned to that can support you, that can give you some hints, give you some information, some systems, processes that can really help you sometimes to shortcut and avoid certain mistakes that are unnecessary. Some mistakes are unnecessary. And I believe when we are in our own, we're most likely to fall into those mistakes that we could have avoided. And especially women, and I have heard this many, many times, one typical behavior is this: having an idea and developing it, looking to have it perfect before telling anybody. And because also they don't want to share because they're afraid of people stealing their ideas.
Really?
This is another thing. I've heard this several times in different events. And about stealing ideas, I have my own view of that I would like to share. You can agree or disagree, but I believe nobody steals anything from anybody. I think things are there. Yeah. And if you have an idea and someone sees potential in your idea and takes your idea and develop it further, bad luck. For me means that this person is already a step ahead of you. But most of the times, what I believe is, takes so much work to really make something happen. Yeah, and just copying an idea and per se, it doesn't really help. And the only way that really have an impact, that can be negative on your side is exactly from what I said, someone that is able to copy your idea and develop it further. Because copy for copying, it doesn't matter, because you will do in one way, I will do in a different way. We will always be different, because you are the person, I am a different person. And I believe the best way, we have to learn how to take action faster. And when we have something in mind that we have already a base of this idea, speak it up by finding the people that can help you to move forward, keeping your idea for yourself in your little place, as we are entrepreneurs in our little desk there, brainstorming with Google, with the Oracle, trying to figure out the best solutions. I don't think it's the best venue to really develop something successfully. This is why I believe these events are important, because they give you the opportunity to see other people that are doing things. And then you see that everybody has challenges. Everybody is trying to find the best way to move forward. And you can then, by seeing, by listening, by talking to these people, really move faster. And you might find collaborations as well. You might find people that you can, let's work together on this. We can share this information. And even if we are doing different projects, but you know one thing, I know another, let's put our heads together and see how we can help support each other to move forward, one step forward, because every single step matters a lot when we are in this phase of developing something. And definitely, I think staying at home in your little office and having this brilliant idea that one day when it's perfect, you're going to tell everyone, it's not the best, not the best strategy, even more in this world that we are living, where things go very fast. So we have to speak up. Go ahead.
But if somebody doesn't know where to find contacts, that's also a challenge. That's a challenge that I faced. Actually, I faced this challenge because I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know where to go. I only knew if you have to find any type of media publicity, you only need to go to Blick. And I went to Blick to advertise my business, I don't know, once. And I did it in another magazine also, another local newspaper also once. And in both advertisements, I paid over 300, and I got nothing. So it's difficult. My own experience, I knew no one. I did not even know where to begin. And that's a challenge that many people face, I think. They also don't know where to begin. The key word should be events, entrepreneurship events. That's like you said, the key
for
words.
Sure. And when I moved to Switzerland myself, I had already a journey of being an entrepreneur in Ireland and then in Barcelona. So the first thing I did was, every time you move, you reinvent yourself again. It's a start over again, which is not easy. So it means you need to know what's going on. And for me was to identify what goes on in the entrepreneur environment in Zurich. And I found out at the time there were several women's groups that they called themselves business groups or professional groups. And I started visiting those events. And through visiting those events, I started meeting people, and I started seeing what they're doing, who is doing what. Because at the end of the day, we know that the entrepreneur world is not that big. And even more in a city like Zurich, that's not that big. But it's the way to connect, and then you start finding your path, where you should go. It's difficult, but again, I enforce that I believe staying at home, Googling, can be a good starting point when you say, okay, I have this idea. Let's see who is doing what on this. But we have to get real. We have to get into the people who are doing it, because the online world offers many possibilities and information, but at the end of the day, we need to see things live see how they are done, and connect to real people to be able really to move forward. That's the way I believe that business at the end of the day has to go through people. It's through people. Yeah. And my last question to you would be key points. Something that you could share, a takeaway message from your experience, from what you told us, that you say to people out there that want to become an entrepreneur, what they should do or what they should consider, anything you find relevant to share with them.
I think what is really important, just like you say, they should, first of all, networking. The most important thing is to network. Networking will make your business and your idea grow very quickly. Collaboration, just like you said, because as entrepreneurs, although I do a magazine and the other one has a cosmetic company, we all face the same challenges. We all want to reach our audience in a good way. So no matter, even if we don't do the same things, we have the same base of challenges. So collaboration is very important. Very important. Networking and collaboration. That's the most vital thing that I have learned. And also dedication. Those three things.
Fully agree. Networking, collaboration. And I even say more, that we have to learn how to network effectively. Even that we should go to a network event with a plan. What I say is you should do your research first. What kind of event is that? What kind of people are going to be there? Is there anybody there that would be good for me to know? And how I'm going to approach this person? Is there anybody who I know who knows that person that can introduce me to that person? So it's very important, if you do this homework, you really take a lot from networking events, because you also learn how to ask the right questions, knowing who are there, who is your audience. Then you know how to engage in a conversation with them. I say to my ladies, you have to prepare yourself for a network event, even if your intention is social. I believe that, unfortunately, I'd say the ladies still go to most of the network events with a social behavior, where we go to,
I must confess.
Yes, we go to have fun, to meet people, which is awesome and which is great. But we have to see if there is an opportunity there for us, even more being an entrepreneur. Because I say, when you're coming from a corporate world, when you have established business, you already have some platforms, environment, solutions, and possibilities available for you. And when we are entrepreneurs, every opportunity we have to grasp. And events like this can be golden opportunity for us. So this, I fully agree with you, networking and collaboration. There's so much we can do in terms of collaborate. And we both talked about this before, Angelyne, about how difficult it is to run an event, how difficult it is because you have your Swiss Entrepreneurs Expo, I have my All Summit, and how difficult it is to do that without collaboration. And then our success also lies on the people that come along as collaborators, as partners, even if this doesn't include any financial benefit, but includes other type of benefit. You can, in your case, you can support people by giving them visibility, and then in exchange, they can offer you some kind of marketing in their communities. So there are many things we can do. And this is I would say, for entrepreneurs to be creative on that sense. Because when we always start with zero, no money, zero, no, like zero. Who says like this, zero? We start with zero. And we have to be able to be creative and find suitable partnerships where we can both benefit and move forward until the money start coming in. Angelyne, it was very, very nice talking to you. And it was my pleasure having you here. And as I said, collaboration is important. You know, you can count on me. And I'm sure we will share our paths and journey many other times in the near future. And for the community out there, you hear about us. You will hear about Angelyne. I will give you her details, and I'm sure she'll be happy if you contact her. Maybe she can even feature you in her magazine.
Yes,
I said, you have to learn how to network. Take the opportunity. I'm here giving you the tips. So thank you again, Angelyne. And
thank you
for me, my pleasure. And thank you all who are there listening to us in our Speak Up and Lead Talks, the place to be for sexy and savvy conversation. Bye for now.